welcome back to Total Spot Fest. JJ Brownlee, Jamie Faulkner coming at you, recapping a long weekend of wrestling and some awesomeness from Dynamite last night. So hello and welcome, everybody. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We do appreciate it. If you're on YouTube, as always, comment down below, hit the like button. If it's your first time visiting, please subscribe. You know, we got a lot more coming out. If you're listening to us, you want to join the conversation, as always, on Twitter, at Total Spot Fest. Jamie, how is your wrestling quota in your life doing right now? Is it overflowing yet? Is it a bountiful harvest?
It is a very bountiful harvest. I would have to say it's the crazy thing is like I've hit my wrestling quota usually for 1 month and it's not even starting.
No, we are 7 days, a week into the month. And we've got 4 shows to go to this month besides all the other stuff happening. So, and a pay-per-view. We're putting the belt up. You're putting the belt up in a few weeks. So, whew, busy bees. How you doing otherwise, man?
I'm good. I get, being the champion has its perks.
Well, I will soon experience those
being
perks.
The champion.
What? Yes.
Has its perks.
Yeah. For those of you not listening, he's definitely referring to the wrestling championships that were exchanged this weekend, and that's it. 100%.
Oh, no. You're not my glorious KU Cup? Rock Chalk Jayhawk?
All right. Well, yes. You guys had your level 1 shining moment. Okay. 5 of them, I would just say. Level 1.
I mean, you've had 0 of any others, so
not true. We've won the College World Series. We won a lot of other World Series. We won some track national championships.
So have we.
Yeah, I mean, there's some other ones out there, this and that. Football should have, but then again, you guys claimed 2 titles you didn't win back in the 20s, so there's that.
Hey, and we won an Orange Bowl.
We've won 2 Orange Bowls, thank you. We've also won a Sugar Bowl. We won a Fiesta Bowl. The only major bowl we haven't won is the Rose Bowl because, it's the Rose Bowl. But, yeah, we won 2 Orange Bowls. We've won more bowls than you've ever been to. just want
I mean, that's not saying much. That is not saying much.
We should have won, and Mizzou should have won the 69 football championship. But back in those days, they determined national champion before the bowl games were played. I don't know why. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But number 1 team lost. We beat the number 2 team, and number 3 team lost. We were number 4 team. We should have been national champion, but apparently Minnesota was the national champion that year. So I digress. Enjoy it, though. Your team did
That sounds like somebody who's never won a championship.
Dude, it's Mizzou. It's a Mizzou lifestyle. You're used to this. You know this because you were a Chiefs fan your whole life. And up until a few years ago, you knew this very well.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
I'm a Blues fan. Trust me. I understand it. It was, as a Mizzou fan, as someone who went to Mizzou, yes, you struggle with the fact that even at our best, we come ever so close. That's it. Never get over the hump. Norm Stewart never went to a Final Four. All those great years with Pinkel, we were so close. Couldn't get over the hump, and you just get used to disappointment. So,
the Crimson and Blue doesn't have that problem. Well, I mean, Adidas pays us well
for basketball. I will laugh my ass off. I told one of my friends this. I say, yeah, you deserve it. It's cool. It's great. I will die laughing if they do end up coming back and actually enforce those 5 level 1s and strip your championship. They won't. But if they did, I would die laughing.
They're not going to. We're blue blood. Come on now.
I know. The NCAA.
If it was Louisville, they've got the death sentence. Not. I mean, Rick Pitino got fired. That's about it.
There's a lot of them. Arizona had just as much as you guys did, and both of you guys just slap on the wrist. Slap on the wrist. Mizzou, though, had
to be king.
Mizzou had the borderline of a single level 1, and it wasn't even really a level 1 for the whole tutor thing. And what they do? Mm-hmm. Oh, no tournament for 2 years for you guys. Like, what the fuck, man?
Pays to be king.
Speaking
saying. Of king, let's talk about the king of wrestling right now.
Please move to wrestling. 100%.
Journey Pro, the king of indie wrestling here in Kansas City, is our good friends over at Journey Pro.
So
And they
excited.
have announced a few matches.
Quick reminder for those of you who haven't, tickets are still available. Not front row, sold out both nights, but the 28th and 29th, Thursday and Friday, 3 weeks away. Come join us at their new facility. It's over there off of, it's over like the 18th and Vine district, roughly, for those of you familiar with Kansas City. But their own new arena area, 2-night spectacular going on. Like I said, if you haven't bought tickets, journeyprokc.com, buy some tickets.
Yes. So they've already announced, and I'm just trying to catch everybody up. They've announced a few matches, but we're gonna go ahead and go through what has been announced, and they have announced the entire bracket.
Yes.
And that was one of the big pieces. So we have Moonshine Mantell versus Kenny Alfonso. Mantell won, so he's already moved on. You have JDX, our boy, going against Luke Langley, who's JDX is gonna win by submission. We already know this. I'm gonna get crab hats. I'm gonna order them actually, I think today or tomorrow.
Okay, I was gonna ask you about that. Are they
Yep. I'm
okay,
getting crab
it's
hats.
happening.
We're fucking wearing crab hats.
All right.
Jeremy Wyatt and Trevor Aon already wrestled. Jeremy Wyatt advanced, so he'll be on night 2, I believe. JJ Garrett and Sam Beal are going at it, so that's the battle of the mullets right
They've been
there.
trying to do that for almost a year now, that match.
Yes. Mullet Mania right there. Christian Rose against the first time ever appearing Zicky Dice.
Ooh-wee.
I'm excited about some Zicky Dice, but he's not even the biggest name that we're going to talk about.
Sorry,
and
Zicky.
He's pretty big. Lady Luck making her Journey Pro return, going against Vinny Pacifico. That match will fuck. Guaranteed.
Have you seen Lady Luck lately?
She is more shred than a Julian salad, man.
Damn you, I was going to pull that out for you. But yeah, she's been hitting the gym. She is just looking fucking cut. I'm like, holy shit, man.
Yeah, and she's everywhere now.
Muscles.
Again, like she's gone crazy.
Absolutely.
Dax Draper going against God.
Straight up banger right now. I don't even have to see it. It's a straight up banger. I'm going to see it.
Yep.
I just know.
And then you have Darian Bankston going against Cody Lang. Has also been announced. There have been a few other ones that were announced previously to that, but let's not worry about those. Let's talk about the ones that were released yesterday. And they 2 matches, one for night 1 and one for night 2. We're going to do night 2 first because I want to save night 1.
Night 1's the one that really gets me up. I mean, both of these really get me up.
Yeah.
My God.
So night 2, we have Gary fucking J, friend of the show, going against none other than Effie himself. Journey Pro debut for Effie.
Daddy.
Effie lives, baby.
Yes. Daddy's coming to KC. Let's go.
Daddy is coming to Kansas City. And then on top of that, for night 1, the Howlets, also friends of the show, hashtag heel shit, going against Team Bussy.
Even more Effie with Alley Catch. What?
Effie and Alley Catch, night 1, going against the motherfucking Howlets.
Oh.
If you are within a drive of Kansas City, come. Find us, sit with us, do the chance. If you're going to stay 2 nights, hell, we could probably put you up in one of our houses. We'll figure it out as long as you're not an axe murderer.
I don't have room for that, but
I know. Then we maybe do some Kansas City barbecue to prove that Kansas City barbecue is by far the best ever. Talking to you, JD Drake. But anyway, come enjoy the show. This is going to be a banger, absolute banger. We get to see Bussy in Kansas City. That's all I know.
So night 1 is going to have Bussy and the Howlets, which is going to tear the roof off. And if you want to get a slight preview of that, you can go online to Lucha Libre and Laughs YouTube channel, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
They have uploaded both Effie versus Hoodie and Effie versus Anaya. And they are both stellar matches. Now we get to see it all together with Allie involved. Plus, you've got all those matches from the tournament. And I mean, come on, Khan and Dak Draper. Plus, you have other matches that were announced previously as well. Gary J versus Shazza McKenzie, you know? I mean, just some, like, woo! Come on down. Let's go, Journey Pro.
Yeah, Journey Pro has gone all out for their inaugural show, or the debuting show at the Agnes.
Yep.
I'm still wanting to call it Journey Pro Arena at the Agnes.
Well,
JPA.
We got heel shit to stick.
JPA.
Hallett's even made shirts for it. So if you haven't seen that, go check out the Hallett's on Twitter. They got, I'm not mad at them, but just for the record, we did make the shirt.
I'm not mad. I am happy because it's a crowning achievement that because I've always kept a catchphrase and shit finally hooked. And it just makes me happy.
We finally got something to stick, and it's out there and it's in the world. So it's a little different than ours. It's okay.
We I apologize. We made fetch happen.
Congratulations there. We're gonna get our other catchphrases to stick somehow. When the day I see Ruby Soho, hey Ruby, I'm getting her to say hey back to me. So all right.
And then I'm gonna see a goddamn lion tamer.
Well, I mean, JDX did promise us. He did give you one, but
he did.
We'll have to get a better one.
It was fucking glorious.
Now, but beyond that, I know there's a couple other events that we're going to this month here, and one of them's happening this Saturday. So there's still a few tickets left from what I understand. You can go to dwfwrestling.com, Dynamic Wrestling Federation. This is the happening in South Overland Park. So Journey Pro's happening right there, right in the urban core, right downtown. This was happening out in the suburbs a little bit more. Kind of a little bit different atmosphere, but still really good wrestling happening at both. Just kind of a different feel for them. Bringing your youngest daughter to her first wrestling event. Ooh.
I feel like this is a safe one to go to. So
it is, although there are some really good matches on this here. So you've got Jake Durden versus Camaro Jackson versus Matt Fitchett. You've got Jamie Hawley, the strongman, versus Rich Maxwell. You've got Luigi Primo versus Arjun Singh. And every time I see Arjun Singh, he just gets better and better too, I feel, Yeah,
he has gotten, from the first time we saw him at Weekend at Journeys to, the last few times, he is just his moveset, skill set, big fan of that guy. Watch out for him.
He looked really good at the last DWF show, especially, I do want to say. So he's got a little bit of the gimmicks are just a smidge different for a few of these guys, and he's just a little bit different in DWF, more heel, which, we love. You've got Davey Vega. So you've got both of the besties there, just in different matches. Davey Vega versus Dak Draper. Let's go for that. Something I know you're gonna love this one, of course. It's the Country Boy Hoss fight. The King's Road Slayer, Derek Neal versus Moonshine Mantell. Gil Rogers versus Vic Capri. Gil's not going to win, okay?
Yeah.
Just spoiler alert. He won't win. I do find it funny seeing Gil's fine. He's fine. It's whatever. It's fine. But I do find it funny. Last time we were there, we had this guy who was a Gil Rogers super fan. And it's not the type of person I would expect to be a super fan of any wrestler. Let me just tell you.
He looked like a lawyer.
Right. He's there with his teenage daughter, 13-year-old daughter, right? And he was really into Gil Rogers. Really.
Scarily.
Yes. Then your double main event your main event is coming up, but before that you have a DWF championship match. Mike Outlaw, who won a title shot at the last show, going up against your favorite lion themed wrestler, the Monarch Jeremy Wyatt. And your main event is a tag team street fight. The Premier versus the Howlets. I know they've done this several times over, but we can see this all day, every day. I mean, it's always good, right? So,
yeah, I need to reach out to the Howlets to make sure they give Audrey a little bit of shit for sure.
Most definitely. I can't wait to see that. Absolutely.
And I'm going to get Audrey to yell dog water at Jeremy Wyatt because I really want Jeremy Wyatt to get in her face. It'd be so funny. I don't care if she cries. I really don't. It's her first show. It's fine.
She'll be all right. She'll bounce back. She's a tough, resilient lass. So much more wrestling. We got Revolver coming up as well next weekend. Pro Wrestling Revolver outside of Des Moines, Iowa. So Swerve's house, barbed wire match, all sorts of crazy shit happening. Moose is going to be there. The Wolves are going to be there. Crazy shit left and right. So if you're not going to be in Kansas City, you're around that. Maybe you're closer to Iowa. Come check us out and meet us there. It's going to be good fun.
We're going to have tasty tacos.
I know, because it's on a Saturday this time here. So, yes. All right. So, we're going to get to Dynamite here in just a second. We got a lot of wrestling to cover before that. So, let's start off with numbers from the past week. Jamie, do you have last week's numbers?
I do. I really do. So, honestly, the big winners, no surprise. The WWE products, because it is the go home for WrestleMania. I'm not surprised, nor should anybody be. The former 3-hour flagship Monday Night Raw went from 1.770 to 1.979. And actually, next week when we talk about them, they cracked 2.
I was going to say, did you see their post-Mania? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they cracked 2. And the shows sucked.
Oh my God. Sean Ross Sapp and Denise Salcedo, they, especially SRS, he ripped into Raw on their post-show thing. Just tore into it.
And actually, this is a year anniversary. That post-Mania Raw is the year anniversary I decided to quit watching WWE.
Mm-hmm.
Happy anniversary.
You should get a coin for that. Wow, that's demeaning. I'm sorry. That's not what I didn't. Please get back to numbers.
Yes. NXT was down, but barely. They went from 628 to 626. They just lost $2,000. Nothing major. AEW Dynamite was down. They went from 1.046 million to 979, which is kind of surprising.
But they're floating around the million mark, even when they go down. Is the point.
Yeah,
they go to 9.
They're very consistent right now.
940, 970, right? It's those incremental steps for those critical, whatever. But it's the incremental steps like we talked about a while ago. You want to get here, you want to stay at 5. And then once you get to 5, you want to get to 7 and stay at 750. Then you get 750, you want to get to 1 million. Then you get to 1.5. Then you're in the big boy, conversation, right? So I'm good with it.
Yeah. Impact, big winner. They damn near rose by 50%. They went from 100,000 to 149,000.
I know. This is the
big jump.
I went back and looked at some, and this is their go home for Mania weekend. They had 2 shows, although I couldn't find the IPW. I don't know if they had that or not, but the Multiverse of Matches was their show they had over the weekend. I don't know what it is about. I'm not going to lie. The Impact show was good, right? You had a number 1 contender match for the women's title. Rosemary got there. You had a bunch of cool stuff. You had the Bullet Club and Machine Guns rematch, which was a little bit of a better finish this time. Bullet Club won. I don't know. I mean, but I went back and looked at some numbers, and it's the second highest number they've had since about a year ago, Mm-hmm. So, good. Cool. I'm with it.
Yeah. SmackDown went from 2.180 to 2.359. So that's a healthy jump. Almost 200,000 there.
That's
and then Rampage.
Basically the start of WrestleMania, because you had that followed up by, NXT. And then you had,
Yeah. Rampage was up, but still low. They went from 425 to 456.
Mm-hmm.
And actually just recently Tony Khan said that he's going to get back to stacking Rampage because he's kind of gotten away from it. And honestly, the ratings have also aligned with that. Yeah. So
I mean, we'll see. Rampage was okay. You had Top Flight and Young Bucks. It's a bang. It's a semi banger. That was cool. House of Black murdered Fuego again. Murdered him. You did have Jamie Hayter versus Sky Blue, which is a very enjoyable women's match. So I mean, that's good. At least you're getting some good women's match. Jamie Hayter goes on to the Owen Hart tournament. So I mean, Keith Lee's always fun to see. Keith Lee and Powerhouse Ops was a big old meat fight. I mean, he could stand to stack it more. He definitely started next week stacking it more. Which I know you're going to talk about more when we get to Dynamite.
It's true.
All right.
It's true.
So this past weekend was WrestleMania weekend, which also means it was the biggest weekend for everybody not in WWE, pretty much, other than AEW, who has their own big one in September. So WrestleCon happened. Everybody was there. Matches out the ass. We're not going to talk about everything because there was too damn much. I couldn't even watch everything I wanted to. Like there was like I couldn't even remember. There was like almost a full 2 days worth, like 39 hours or something stupid of GCW content alone, right? And there's a bunch of crazy stuff, Effie versus Minoru Suzuki, with Effie calling Minoru a little bitch. Tell him to slap him harder, when he's doing his chops, which is ballsy. I like that. The crazy stuff in the world of Lucha. ASF doing insane gifts that even made Jericho, of all people, be like, what the fuck is this shit, right? That was. Did you see how high he got on that? Because it was the two guys helped him on the assisted. But did you see how high he got on that springboard Hurricane Rana?
On the Gringo Loco? Yeah. It was insane. Yeah.
It was maddening. Crazy. He would have gone through the roof at Kansas Hall. But a couple things I do want to talk about. So Zicky Dice's Outlander's Paradise happened. And it's really cool if you follow Zicky Dice on Twitch. You can go on there. You can watch the replay of it. Free. Go do it. It's great. You had Effie versus Speedball Mike Bailey. That's worth the price of admission. Masa Slamovich fought a bear. The bear was Max the Impaler, but still.
Which was awesome, by the way.
She was like at the beginning because they had a Twitch poll in the chat. What should she feed her? Honey marshmallows or a knuckle sandwich? So Masha comes out with a honey bear and a bag of extra large marshmallows. And when Max gets in the ring, she's sitting there like tenderly like throwing marshmallows at her. It was fucking great. My star of the night, of course, was Nick Chen. Nick Chen, who did a tope suicida during the 6-person scramble.
Of course he did. Of course he did.
And at the end, yes, Sky Too Hottie versus Rich Swann, and Nick Chen was the ref, and they needed a third person to do the Too Cool dance. So our good friend Nick Chen.
That's amazing.
I love me some Nick Chen. If you haven't checked it out, go watch our interview with Nick Chen. It's a lot of fun. I got a link right up here. Go check it out. Multiverse of Magic. Multiverse of Magic. Wow. Multiverse of Matches was the Impact show they had Saturday night. And it was a lot of matches. Ultimate X-Pac, always fun, There was Matt Cardona, Chelsea Green versus Mickie James and Nick Aldis. Mickie James and Nick Aldis won with dueling cloverleaf submissions, which you would have enjoyed quite a bit. Speedball Mike Bailey and Alex Shelley, fantastic. You had Jay White versus Chris Sabin. Chris Sabin gave Jay White his first pinfall that he took in Impact Wrestling. Interesting.
Wow.
I know, right? I know. You had Eddie Edwards, Tomohiro Ishii was just the thunk fest that you wanted it to be. It was borderline stiff as fuck, man. It really was. So overall, it was a really good, really enjoyable thing. Now, the best show that I saw all weekend personally, and I didn't watch every single GCW show, to be fair, right? There's too much to watch, but I definitely wanted to see Ring of Honor, SuperCard of Honor. Yeah,
same. I watched that bad boy too.
You watched it too, and this one delivered. Swerve Alexander was good. They opened it up, and then they had the first surprise of the night. Tully Blanchard came out with his new. It was against Ninja Mac, versus a mystery opponent of Tully Blanchard's choosing, right? Tully Blanchard has this new thing. So he's now in ROH, I guess is how they're doing this. And he's got his own faction, Tully Blanchard Enterprises. Previously, he had announced somewhere, I don't remember where, but announced a tag team of the Gates of Agony
Agony.
Agony. Well, I can't even read my own handwriting. Jesus Christ, JJ. Toa Liona and Khan, who we're gonna see, and they also announced tonight the third member, the Machine, Brian fucking Cage.
Makes so much sense.
We know why he re-signed, and okay, I like this move. Do you like Brian Cage kind of spearheading, running in Ring of Honor as one of the bigs?
Absolutely. I think that makes a lot of sense for him. I think it makes a lot of sense for Ring of Honor. I think it's a big win all the way around.
Absolutely. And now him re-signing does make so much more sense. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So that was cool. Mercedes Martinez won the interim women's championship. She'll get a shot at Deonna Purrazzo at some point in time in the future. I'm saving the next match. You had Minoru Suzuki facing off against Rhett Titus for the ROH TV title, and Minoru Suzuki wins his first ever United States Promotion Championship. He's the new ROH TV champion. I know. Spoiler alert, there's title changes going on here. You had Wheeler Yuta defeated Josh Woods for the ROH Pure title. Then you had John Gresham versus Bandito to unify the ROH World titles. And this was a fantastic match. All in all, Gresham got the victory. At one point there, Bandito had Chavo Guerrero Jr. in his corner. Chavo trying to get him to cheat, do the Guerrero thing, right? And Bandito kicks him out, and lets Gresham get back into the ring and get his wits about him so that they can continue in a fair way. Love me some Bandito in general, but yeah, that was nice for his character, right? Gresham does win. He's confronted by Jay Lethal later on. Jay Lethal had a match earlier against Matt Sydal, and he turned heel-ish in it. He had to do dirty things to get the victory. And he immediately challenges Gresham for the title, which brings out Sanjay Dutt, who's a producer in AEW, for those who don't know. And they're best friends, and they beat up, they're beating up Gresham, and that call brings in the other big surprise of the night, Samoa Joe, making his ROH return. And we'll talk about Joe's gonna kill you. We'll talk about him momentarily. The best match I saw this weekend, and probably I'm putting it up there. Like, I thought long and hard after this. Like, do I actually go there? Do I give this the star rating that everybody thinks that it should have? Do I give it a full throttle? Because my stance on that, right? Briscoes FTR, one of the best tag matches I have seen. It's up there to me with the Lucha Brothers Young Bucks cage match, with Kenny and Hanger versus the Young Bucks. It's 5 stars. I'm giving it. I'm doing it. It was,
as you should,
27 minutes of awesomeness. And I didn't even realize. I just looked down like, oh shit, what time is it? Oh fuck, how? So I went back and saw. I wanted to time it. Like, this is a half hour's worth of gloriousness. The Briscoes don't get the love, I think, nationally.
Yeah, they don't. But I feel like that's changing.
Yeah, I think that people are starting to realize, I think this is good exposure. They did win also, by the way. They won the GCW titles this weekend again. They won those back. Good for them. But my God, this match was so good. So good on so many levels. The pacing, the storytelling, the violence in it. Everything was great. After the match, you had the Young Bucks come out and jump the Briscoes and, and kind of do it because they, talk about they shot on Ring of Honor in front of the crowd. It was, all in all, this was my favorite match of the weekend. I know that there was a good match from WrestleMania, right? There was the Becky Lynch and
Bianca Belair match.
So, and there was a few other great matches that happened scattered about there, but this by far was the best match I've seen in a long while. Just gonna say.
It was really damn good. And the thing is FTR kind of did it again on Dynamite.
Absolutely. And let's just go straight into Dynamite, because Dynamite happened last night, and Dynamite kind of felt like the real post WrestleCon weekend show. Let's be honest.
Yeah, the one thing I want to say about the show before we even get into it This crowd was lava hot.
The Boston crowds are good crowds generally for wrestling. So, but
they were insane. Like they were in on everything. Like the whole like Hikaru Shida and Julia thing, and then like they were cheering for Julia when she turned heel, and it's like, what the hell? And Serena Deeb got a pop. It's like, what? This is amazing.
I'm pretty sure they were cheering for Justin Roberts during the breaks. I mean, they were just going to town, man. It was fantastic.
And the pop FTR got.
Whew. I love this face turn. So let's do this. Let's do what we do. Give them the rundown, Jamie. Give them the card, and then we'll talk about our fan parts. Let's get into it because this show I loved this show.
All right, Adam Cole versus Christian Cage.
Banger.
Good match. It was a good match.
Maybe not a banger, but yeah, great match.
Your winner, Adam Cole. Shocker. Shocker.
No.
Hart Foundation opening qualifier for the men's side. Max Caster, and versus Smojo. Joe won,
but this was a thoroughly enjoyable match. I want to come back and talk about it.
It was just good to see Joe on TV, and the pop Joe got was ridiculous too.
That's what I want to talk about mainly, but yeah, we'll come back to it.
Yeah. Sean Dean versus Sean Spears. I had a feeling that Sean was going to win, and I was correct. Sean Dean now has 2 wins over the Pinnacle, ladies and gentlemen. He gets a little bit of outside interference help. No one actually touched anybody like internally, but it was a distraction.
It was a Wardlow distraction assisted roll up, which is fine. I actually like it.
I did too. Tables match: the Butcher and the Blade versus the Hardys.
A match that JR himself said is uglier than a pair of bowling shoes, which I haven't heard that in at least a decade. So
it was just chaos.
It wasn't terrible, but not in a terrible way. I want to say.
Yeah, it was good chaos.
It was a little choppy and rough, but in a good way. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, like there was just some oddities here and there and whatnot, but it was still solid. Hardy's got the dub. It was good. Swanton onto to 2 tables.
Swanton off a ladder from the outside onto 2 tables because just trying to kill himself, I guess. I don't know.
yeah. I feel like that's an accurate statement. The Owen Hart Foundation qualifier on the women's side, you had Hikaru Shida versus Julia. As I already let the cat out of the bag, Julia kind of turned heel, and the Varsity Blonde's like, what? And she's like, get to stepping. And it's like, just go. And I'm like, Oh, so the heel turn of Julia, I feel like is arrived.
Well, and let's pause here for a second and kind of stay on this match for a minute. I want to save the main event to the end anyway, if that's cool with you.
Oh yeah. We're going to talk about that deadline.
So let's stay on the women for a second here, because first of all, did you enjoy this match?
I did.
This is one of the better matches they've had in a little bit that didn't involve Thunder Rosa, Britt Baker, maybe Ruby Soho. Hey, Ruby. Julia's probably the best I think Julia's looked in the match, honest to God.
Yeah. And Hikaru Shida always looks great. I love me some Shida.
When she's got that vicious edge to her, she is so good. Hard striking, just fantastic. And she trips Jamie's technical trigger when she is like that, because she hits all of the buttons. She's hard hitting, and she's got the technical acumen. She's got shades of some of those Japanese ones that Jamie loves. I'm not calling her a female rainmaker or any of that stuff, but she's got little hints of some of that, aspect in her. Most definitely.
Little Ishii,
just little Ishii, sure.
Yeah. No, but this match, like the thing too is, I noticed this. I don't know if you noticed this. I'm counting on Heather the Librarian to definitely notice this. Yes, the makeup.
I was going to ask you that. It's growing.
It's growing. Remind you of anybody?
It does. I 100%. That's the first note I have here was that, you know, it was like the black makeup peeking out of her eye patch is growing. Yes. It's
getting
happening.
darker and darker. Eventually, the eye patch is going to come off, and she's going to have a contact, just like somebody else we know.
And she's going to have that like original like dark patch when he first showed up in AEW, it was just around the socket, right? You know?
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait for it. And I know that there's a lot of people who are impatient for this to happen, and we're kind of ones. At times, I'm a little bit impatient. Like, just do it already, you know. I think it's better that they're not doing this, right? Letting it matriculate to a point where this can be a big story for her.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly God think that's what he's doing, because Malachi is. Let's be honest. Malachi's one of the more genius of storytellers there are in wrestling right now.
And if anybody thinks otherwise, fight me. I'll send you my address.
Let's go. All right, his Twitter's down there. You can tweet at him. Don't worry. He's got plenty of Twitter feuds going on. There's Jeremy Wyatt. There's JD Drake. There's others. I love the detail, the kind of that attention to detail. I knew you saw it, but I just wanted to make sure because I saw that immediately. And I was like, ooh.
That's the first thing I noticed. Like when she started walking out, I saw it right there. Of course, she doesn't do the bow anymore. She did have her jacket on, you know, for a little bit longer than she has in the past. But I don't know, man. Like last night was a big step in the progression of her character. Like we've been seeing the hints, and then finally she has a match on Dynamite, and the switch flipped.
Yep.
And I can't wait to see what else happens now. Yeah, I want this to keep going.
Yeah, she wrestled heel types. You know, she did heel things. She did strong things. She's a former national champion cheerleader, so she's got the athletic acumen. We all know that to do this crazy stuff. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, she took some good bumps too, and then came back with it, and I love it.
She tried to do a Twisted Bliss. Did you see that?
I did see that. Yeah, She's still learning. She's still kind of green, though. You know, she was a little too close, to the ropes for that. So even though it was meant to be a miss, that looked a little bit off because she was too close to the ropes.
She landed on her knees really hard, too.
If she was another 2.5 or 3 feet out, it would have looked and been better for her. But, hey, you know, you ebb and flow. So, all right.
Yeah. And then right after that match, too, Serena Deeb's music hits, and Sheeta grabs her kendo stick, and the crowd's just going apeshit. And then because Sheeta has learned, she turns around, and there's Deeb holding a chair, and they're like just facing off, and the crowd's doing like Deeb, like they're just going nuts. And it's like, what the hell? Like the crowd was insane.
They were behind. I can't believe how much they were behind Deeb too. You know, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
You know, because. Okay.
I mean, they're after my own heart when they're cheering for heels.
It's a heel crowd, sure, you know, but I mean, it's Boston. No offense, Bostonians.
They are a bunch of heels.
More than one storyline, and that's one female match tonight. Okay, one female match tonight, but more than one storyline going. You got this. You had a promo where Jade Cargill came out with Smart Mark Sterling, and they're talking about her upcoming, whenever the fuck that is, 30th match, you know, against Marina Shafir, the problem. Mm-hmm. And she debuted her baddie section, which is whatever. But at least, you know, FaceTime promo on TV in the arena, another storyline. You had Nyla Rose and Thunder Rosa are going to challenge. She's going to challenge her for the belt at Battle of the Belts 2 a week from this Saturday, which I just realized we're going to be coming back from Iowa as that's wrapping up. So I'll have to get my DVR in order for that.
We will be coming back because the show starts at 7.
Oh, that's right. It's a
same time.
It's gonna be a late night. It just hit JJ.
Driving home's gonna suck.
All right, yeah, you're driving, so we can take turns. It's all good.
Fine.
So that's kind of the point, you know, is that more than one female story. I'm all for it. So I appreciate that at least, you know. And they did a promo somewhere in the middle of the night as well, which was the internet's wet dream, because as soon as Tony Storm debuted and won, all the perverts decided to pop out, and say, "Oh, give me her versus her and Jamie Hayter. Oh my God, oh my God." Well, both of them advanced to the Owen Hart tournament, and they had a little face-off thing. And as a wrestling fan, I want to see that match, but I hear, perverts got their wish too, I guess, tonight. So
They're two beautiful women. I mean, like,
right. The thing is, they both do plenty of squats, if you know what I mean. So. It would make for, I think it'd make for a very entertaining match. To me, you said this earlier, and I'm not going to say what you said, but Jamie Hayter feels like a 5-year younger version of Tony Storm, of sorts, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's not necessarily, they're a little bit different in technique, but she's to me feels like, I don't want to say a chip off of Tony's block, but I can't really think of a better analogy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, cut from the same cloth.
There you go. There we go. You said,
see what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen.
Jesus Christ, you're going to pull this guy out, really?
they're going to feud, all right? They're going to feud. And then somebody's going to come and make them work together. And you know what we're going to call them? We're going to call them the Mega Powers. And it's going to work.
Stop it, Bruce. Go away, Bruce. You're not welcome here.
Well, hold on. Wait. Since I'm a WWE and we got to be edgy now, they be on the NXT brand, so we got to sexualize it. We'll call them the weapons of ass destruction.
Fuck you, Bruce.
They would totally do that WWE.
Absolutely.
I'm so glad they don't do that.
100%.
That's why I love AEW.
Yep. Oh, side note, did you see that Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez won the titles, the tag team?
Yeah, they're back. They're back to being buddies again.
Yeah, they lost them this past week on NXT.
To who?
The people that they beat them from.
Toxic Attraction.
So, funny, but the best part about this is that Dakota Kai tweeted out, "Hey, at least this time it was for more than an hour." Because they held it for 3 days instead of an hour.
Great.
So, 2-time tag team champion for a grand total of 3 days and 1 hour.
Mm-hmm. So, sorry. I do want to talk about one promo before we get to the main event.
Okay.
And I want to get your opinion on this because I know where I stand. So,
which one?
Sammy Guevara and Ty Conti come out, and they do his thing
card
with
the
card
commercial. Thing. Sure, right.
And from all accounts on the Twitters, fans were not exactly excited to see them.
Fans have turned on them. Period. In a sentence.
Why? What? Okay. What happened? Just because they came out as like they are a couple together, or just because there's
oh, no, good. What was your second thing you're asking?
I was gonna say, or is it just because they're throwing it in everybody's face?
I think it's a little bit more that. I think is that they're so much a couple. Like, that couple that just won't stop, like kissing and hanging over each other and doing all that. That is them. And I think because they're so in your face with it, which they are, let's be honest, they are. I think that's what people are rubbing the wrong way. That's my only guess. I don't know if it's really like, first of all, I don't buy into the whole he cheated on Pam with her, and that's why they got the. I don't buy that bullshit. They're that's their personal life. I don't want to get into that, but I think that the reason that people have turned on them so much is because they're like overtly happy and like putting it like in your fucking face. Like, here, look at my look. Look at it. I guess that's my only guess. What do you think?
So this is my thing. I watch Sammy Guevara's vlog a lot.
Well, I do too. Every week, yeah, sure.
Every week. And I gotta say, ever since Ty has been a full-fledged member, it is not been as good.
It's not.
But like it's always like it feels like the show's more centered around her and Sammy, which is Sammy's vlog, but it used to be like more about everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing, with AEW fans is, we are everywhere. Like I watch Ethan Page's, fucking love Ethan Page. I want to meet him and shake his hand just because I think he's like the nicest dude. But like he's not overtly doing anything. Like that's why I like him so much. But this one is just like this is so much. I just feel like they've cranked it to 11, if you will, if you're a Spinal Tap fan. And it's just like they need to crank it down because it's like they are just so in your face. It's just
It's too far behind the
crazy.
curtain, sort of,
Yeah, it's like I'm happy. I'm happy that they're happy. I want them to be happy. I'm not saying I don't want them to be happy. I'm just saying like I don't need to know how happy you are. Okay.
Right. I
Give me
didn't
a
really.
minute.
Side note: I couldn't follow along with those cards too. Like, I didn't. I couldn't
Yeah.
make this. Like, there's something. Maybe I'm not hip to the youngsters' language or whatever. I don't know. There were some things in there that I was just like, I have no idea what he's saying. I have no idea what's happening here. But I want to talk before we get to the main event too. One thing that I want to talk about is the Samoan submission machine, who's now in the same company as Christopher Daniels. FYI, I'm just putting that out there.
Mhm.
We only need one more. It will be the same match. Sorry, Daniel Styles, Joe 3 wouldn't have the same bearing. It just wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't.
But Samoa Joe versus Max Caster. Max Caster, an excellent rap on Samoa Joe. And they keep
100%.
kind of the Joe, and you see the beauty of Samoa Joe as the performer, and just the stupidity of WWE for squandering him. Every time he says something about like this, it's like, we beat you when you were we beat you in ratings when you were their champion. It's just kind of like, yeah, yep, that's about right. But I got my Joe's gonna kill you chant, which I missed for the past however many years he's been in WWE, which is unfathomable to me. And even though this was a short match, sorry. Even though this was a short match and very much a Samoa Joe squash of sorts, basically, it still was super enjoyable. You got to see a lot of the good things. A win by Muscle Buster. It was great. Nostalgia kicked in hard for me, and I loved seeing it.
Yeah, I miss the Muscle Buster so much.
And apparently he's going to keep feuding with Jay Lethal and Sanjay Dutt, So that's cool. Jay Lethal's bringing him a big gift, a big present next week on Dynamite. Whatever that means.
Who else is going to show up?
I don't know. Do you think it's another person? Do you think it's Brian Cage?
No.
Probably not, but I'm just thinking Brian Cage versus Samoa Joe. I'm just thinking like a lot of these things here when it comes to like Cage, Joe, and a few others, these newer. And I'm just starting thinking of like the matches I want to see. Like we never got to see Keith Lee and Samoa Joe. We can now.
Oh my God. Yes.
Right.
I want that
now, and others. And, we've already seen, Jay Lethal and Adam Cole rehash it out, but, I mean, so much stuff. I have no idea what it means, but we'll see.
So I do want to, before I just have this one quick little blurb because you're talking about the women. It made me think of something.
Okay.
So the whole baddie section for
Jade Cargill.
For Jade Cargill, which she had some sweet that bitch sunglasses on or glasses on. Loved them. But there was somebody, oh man, what was her name? Who always said she was the head baddie in charge.
You think this is all pro? Oh.
Yeah. 100%. Marina Shafir is going to lose. 30. Here comes Mia.
Mia? Very interesting.
The true Jade.
Oh, what if she goes by Jade? She won't.
Jade versus Jade Cargill.
that's too on the head. I mean, it's not going to be Taya Valkyrie. Taya Valkyrie showed up at Multiverse of Matches. She's back in Impact Wrestling.
And she's got a match tonight, too. We both agree that it's probably going to happen.
You agreed. That's not a stamp worthy moment. Don't worry. But
I'm calling out Mia Yim as why they're doing the baddie section.
Well, and it's interesting too because on Twitter I saw Athena was actually starting to kind of was jarring at Jade as well too. So I mean, they have Ring of Honor, so they have spots for some other women. Maybe some of these. I hate to even say I can't think of a better term, but these more developmental women, some of these youngers, like AQA, right? She'd be great for Ring of Honor, right? And some of those other ones like that, Sky Blue as well. Sky Blue to me, I think would be good in Ring of Honor for a bit. He plans on using Ring of Honor as a developmental of sorts, for that. Not a junior brand, but let's be honest, it's kind of AEW Junior is what he's doing. Let's be honest. All right.
Yeah, it's like their NXT.
So if that's what you're going to do, well, I think you now have the room to do both then. Because you were saying last time they need to bring in one more one, right? One more big one. If you're going to kind of spare up some room with some of that stuff, maybe you do bring in both, right? We'll see.
You can. I mean, definitely with if they're doing ROH like it looks, they can definitely do that.
I tend to think so. So we'll have to see. You give us our opinion. Do you think? Part of me still feels like Marina's going to win this damn thing. I don't know why.
I have a hunch, but then after this whole baddie section, she's done it for a couple weeks. I'm like, man, that is just too on the head for Mia Yim.
And my other thing is, what do you do after that? Because they really haven't built Marina up for anything other than an introduction sort of thing, right? She's been on Dark. They haven't really built her up for anything other than that. So you put a belt on her, then where do you go with it?
Yeah, I mean, she looks great, and like her wrestling is top notch right now. Like
it's fantastic. I like her look. I like her.
They just haven't done enough. Like that's the thing. Like they haven't done enough to put the belt on her.
Exactly. I think that's what I was getting at. Yeah, because I'm excited to see her, and I want to see her against Jade, and I think that'll be good for Jade too. But yeah, I don't know. Part of me feels like it, but yeah, I'm with you there. I think that
the way you build a champion is through the chase. We've talked about that so many times. It's always about the chase. Fans invest in somebody trying to conquer the unconquerable.
Right.
The Yes movement. Perfect example. It was the chase to get there, and then when he got it, it was awesome. But then it's like, oh, okay, and that's usually what happens. Like that's kind of what's going on with Thunder Rosa right now.
Thunder Rosa, Adam Page, it was
Adam Page,
sort of it's like when you have someone else who is more established as a champion, like Kenny Omega or Moxley, it's a little bit different because when they have the belt, it's there. Somebody like Brody Lee, when he had the belt, okay, great, right? It wasn't about the chase for them, but for the characters that you're really trying to push over, right? Maybe because they're young or they're up and coming or what have you, right? You're right. It's about the chase. I think it serves well because I think that you could do other things with Jade Cargill now without her having to just be she has 30-0, right? Title reign. You could move her into it might be too soon, but you could move her into the main title picture too. You could, if you wanted.
I just want this Jadeberg thing to end.
Okay.
I'm not a big fan of streaks and stuff, other than Taker's streak, which should have never ended. But
I've never liked undefeated streaks. I mean, like since Goldberg, because I think it was it. You had back in the day, right? Before our time, even. Cool, it was a thing. But as we were growing up, you had Goldberg, and that was kind of cool and hot for what it was at the time, right? But it's also unique at the time. Since then, it just feels like you said, Berg's all over the place. You give us our opinion, though. Do you think Mia's going to be it? Do you think Marina's going to do it? Do you think Athena's going to be the one to come in because she's been talking all this trash? Do you think it's going to be somebody else? I don't know who the fuck that would be. They have set nobody else up for it. That's they have all to their credit, like we said earlier, they got other storylines going. To the detriment, they don't really have anybody in place to kind of ascend into those championship pictures. We know that the main title is going to go back to Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker, right? Okay. But what do you do beyond that? And what do you do for Jade? We'll see. Let us know. Give us a comment, give us a tweet, give us a holler. Talk about the main event, Jamie.
So the main event was the Young Bucks versus FTR 2, and FTR put up both of their belts, so ROH and the AAA. And I can say without a shadow of a doubt, this match fucked. I'll even take it a step further, and it's a 5. I really feel like it was a 5. It hit every cylinder for me personally.
Okay.
Because as a fan of heels, one of my most favorite and treasured things that heels do
I know what you're doing with this.
is stealing finishers.
It's a glorious pastime.
It is. And both teams did it multiple times.
Yes.
This match, though, had everything. BTE triggers by both teams. Big rigs, aka Shatter Machine, by both teams. Had kisses on the cheek.
You had shenanigans. You had a pinfall counted that the ref reversed because Dax's boot was on the rope. So much stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think this was as good as FTR Briscoes.
No. But it's like of the level. Like this is where the Meltzer 29 star would come into play.
Right, exactly. But you know how my thing is because of that. I would say 4.5 stars is what I would give it, with the potential to be 4 3/4 if I rewatched it. I don't know. It does to me. Like I said, it was fantastic, and it was every bit in the match that I love so much. But I just 5-star, like me. I got that 5-star has to be that unbelievable, amazing. What other people kind of go above the star ratings for. That's where I go for 5-star. I don't think it was quite there. I think if it had a little bit more time on it, because they gave it roughly 20 minutes, I think, on TV, which is good to end a TV show. Let's be honest.
Yeah, no, yeah, absolutely. It was a great ass match.
Mm-hmm. But I think coming right off seeing FTR and Briscoes, it's tough not to compare the two. That's the problem. They really should have maybe moved this to Battle of the Belts, because maybe my opinion is formed more from it being so close to that other match, right?
Yeah,
that's why I don't say 5.
And it was a pay-per-view quality match for free.
Yeah, it was.
It had everything, man. I'm sorry. It's a 5 for me. Now, if I had to rank within 5, it would not be as high as the Briscoes.
It'd be a low 5. Yeah. Okay.
It'd be a 5er, but it'd be a low 5er. But it hit everything. FTR got the win, which was amazing. They hit the BTE trigger, and then after the BTE trigger, they kissed Matt Jackson's cheeks, and then they hit
Adam Cole kiss. Yep.
Yeah, then they did the big rig and got the dub, and it was just sick. And that match, all top to bottom, the crowd was deafeningly hot for FTR. As soon as FTR's music hit, they went ape shit, and man, everybody and their mother was just up and hyped. That's what also made it, because the ROH crowd was really good too. I'm not saying, but just it was twice the size of the show, and the crowd was just as hot, if not hotter. And it's just for as much as AEW did throughout the show, for them to stay that hot at that point, that says something.
They never slowed down, like you said at the very beginning. So for them to still be that high at the end, it's a testament to them. But the atmosphere was great. Like I said, everything around this was fantastic. You didn't have, crazy shenanigans, which often muddy up a fantastic match. You had some minor shenanigans that you expect for some heel shit. It was great. I loved it. But, I just didn't love it as much as Briscoe's FTR.
That's fair. 100% fair.
FTR is on top of the tag team world right now. Let's be real. Like, who out there is hotter
And their
than
new
FTR?
shirt's sick. Their new shirt is really sick. 6-star FTR. It's red.
This is a t-shirt company. So,
Mm-hmm.
any other thoughts? Anything else you want to touch base on from Dynamite?
No. I mean, there is news out there that we did not talk about.
What you got?
With Nash Carter
Fuck that
being
guy.
released. Yeah.
I mean, I know innocent until proven guilty, but still.
Not looking too good for him. I mean, she posted pictures of herself.
Yeah. And then apparently over the weekend, he also filed for divorce out of nowhere. So one of those things, which is not a good look either. Anyway, for those of you who don't know what we're going on, he's accused by his wife Kimberly, former Impact Knockout, of being abusive and shit. So
yeah, and she posted pictures on her Twitter. As a husband, I couldn't do that, and then as a father, if anybody ever tried to lay their hands on my daughters, I would want to kill them.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, not a fan of this dude right now.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you. I mean, it's just don't get it. I just don't get it, And if what she says is all true, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just some seriously fucked up stuff. But I don't know. For some reason, and this sounds terrible, I know. That doesn't 100% surprise me. For some reason, I don't know why. Maybe it's just a gut feeling, Looking at him, I don't know him. I don't know her. I don't know anybody. But for some reason, it's like, who did what? Oh, that guy. Oh, that guy. Oh, yeah, I can see that guy doing that. Yeah, I don't know why. It's just one of those feelings you get. So anyway, fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy.
What is good? I want to end on a good note because you and I have talked before, ad nauseum. Unfortunately, at some times, some people to be better. The internet wrestling community, where we're at. Well, little over a week ago, the internet wrestling community, because we follow a bunch of wrestlers, so you're probably like me, Jamie, and I'm sure you out there, if you're a big wrestling fan, that's why you're here. Hi, how you doing? But you're probably like us too, and if you have Twitter, you're probably on your trending topics on the right-hand side, probably got a bunch of wrestling hashtags, right? Always. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's cool, is people just bitching. Sometimes it's just, a petty whateverness going on. Yeah. Sometimes it's a breaking news story. A lot of times, though, it's usually not good, right? You see, like, oh shit, what's going on? Like yesterday, Nash Carter was trending. Oh, what? Oh, yeah. So a little over a week ago, see Buff Bagwell over there trending, and you're like, God damn it, what did Buff do? God damn it.
Yeah, because
he's from that 90s.
Gigolo.
He's from that Gigolo from that era of it's like, God damn it.
Hopefully, like when I saw that, I was like, "Oh, please tell me he's not dead."
Well, there's that too. You never know. They did a lot of stuff back. So so I look into it. Click on the hashtag. Go to it. I did not have Buff Bagwell becomes woke and an advocate for trans wrestlers on my bingo card.
Right?
Who knew? Right? Yeah, but he's like super open to it. He's like, hey, if you're not down with these people, fuck you. You unfollow me right now, and just go into town. I learned new words today. Like for 3 days in a row, he kept saying, I've learned new phrases. I learned what a pussy is, and I was like, oh, okay, So there is still good out there, as much shit as there are. I mean. Like Marcus Buff Bagwell becomes the friend of trans and gay wrestlers left and right. It's amazing.
That is
so
honestly
cool.
Heartwarming. It's awesome.
It is. It's amazingly heartwarming.
Because I mean, as we know, most of the older wrestlers were misogynist, homophobic.
Mm-hmm.
Potentially
racist.
So to hear somebody of that ilk, of that era, to come out and be 100% for it, like Sting has been, and a few other guys, it's good to see that people can evolve, man, and he has also gotten a lot better too recently too, Buff, because he's been spending time with DDP and things like that. Like DDP is a saint, and everybody should treat him as such.
Absolutely.
But it's one of those things. It's great to hear that kind of thing, and it for as toxic as the internet wrestling community can be,
because it can
this
be.
was a great moment, and I agree. I think that's a great note to end on.
100%. We are Team Buff over here, and if he's ever at a meet and greet, I definitely am getting an 8x10 and getting that picture, because man, I love to see it. I mean, I like Buff anyway when he wrestled. I kind of dug the shtick, right? It was kind of cool. But my God, how about that? So, all right. That's what we got. If you're not doing anything this Saturday, like we said, come join us down South Evelyn Park, DWF. We're going to get the Hallows to scare Jamie's youngest daughter. It's going to be fantastical. If you definitely, I don't care if you have something already planned, cancel it. 28th, 29th, Kansas City, come to Journey Pro. We got fucking Effie coming for 2 nights. Allie Ketch at least 1 night. She might have a match. We don't know. They haven't announced everything. More stuff coming. Journey Pro KC. If you can't make it here, make sure you get on that Twitch. Twitch.tv/Journey2Anarchy, the number 2. Well worth it. So we probably be talking to one of the owners coming up here. So be on the lookout. Follow our socials. We're going to have a preview for the show with one of the owners. Well worth your time. If you've never been to a Journey Pro show, what better time than in a brand new arena? Let's go. Let's check it out. So,
the JPA.
So you're still going with it, the Journey Pro Arena? Is that what I can't remember what you said earlier.
Yeah,
trying to call it.
Journey Pro Arena at Agnes. The JPA at Agnes.
At Agnes. There's something Agnes in there. Anyway, we'll be back next Thursday. Regular scheduled time. Same bat time, same bat channel, to let you know what's going on here. It'll actually be a kind of in-between show because it'll be Dynamite, but also we have Battle of the Bands. No, we have Battle of the Belts. Battle of the Bands was a show on in 2000 on VH1, Flicker Stick one. I'm going to see them in June. Reunion
but
show.
Do you remember the most famous Battle of the Bands of all time? The one where Wild Stallions won and they ended up saving the world?
Sure.
Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
Hot take. I never liked any Bill and Ted's movies. I only saw half of the first one and said this is dumb. Sorry. Jamie's heart broke a little bit for those of you who are not watching and listening. I never liked it. Never liked it. I'm sorry.
So good.
It is not good.
It
is not good.
The first 2 were so
No,
good.
they weren't. It was like Dude Where's My Car in the 80s.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
No, it wasn't. It was terrible. This
is sweet.
Okay. All right. Well, another hot take we need your guys' opinion on here. Bill and Ted, awesome or terrible? Because it's fucking terrible.
Wrong. Incorrect.
Just saying. All right. That's what we got. Battle of the Belts 2 coming up next Saturday. So we'll preview that as well. Keep a lookout. We'll have a Journey Pro interview coming up here. We have other things planned, other interviews. And let us know, too. Give us feedback. I know we're trying some different things here with some of this this Pop Fest, this non-wrestling talk with wrestlers. Give us feedback if you guys are into that sort of stuff or what you want to see. We're gonna try as especially once Journey Pro is getting close here near the end of the month. We're gonna try and get with a lot of wrestlers and record a bunch of stuff. So give us an idea. Is there anybody you want us to talk to? Is there anybody anything you'd want us to do? Whatever. Give us some feedback. We're always open to feedback. So let us know. Give us a comment or give us a tweet. Either one of us. Tweet at Total Spot Fest, whatever. So, all right, that's all I got. Sorry, I didn't mean to. We had a nice high note. Then I'm leaving you on this hot take, and you're just like, I see your disappointment in me. Is the thing. Sorry, don't like it. All right, Jamie, take us home, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not down with Total Spot Fest, I got 2 words for you: Wild Stallions.
Whatever. I guess see you next
You
time.
deserved it. Peace.